Have you ever wondered what you would do if you encountered a wolf in the wild? It's a question that has crossed many minds, particularly those with a penchant for nature and wildlife. The very thought conjures a mix of awe and fear, but are these feelings rooted in reality or merely the product of common misconceptions? Wolves, majestic creatures that they are, have long been shrouded in mystery, with tales and folklore painting them in a rather ominous light. From being portrayed as aggressive beasts to lone predators howling at the moon, these narratives have shaped our perception of these fascinating creatures. But how much of this is based on fact and how much is mere fiction? It's time to peel back the layers of myth and dive into the world of wolves as they truly are, guided by scientific facts and expert opinions. Today we voyage through the world of wolves, debunking myths with facts and expert opinions. Many believe that wolves are naturally aggressive towards humans, but is that the truth? In the world of folklore and popular culture, wolves are often portrayed as ferocious man-eating beasts. This perception, however, is far from the reality. In fact, wolves are inherently timid creatures that tend to shy away from human interaction. Scientific research supports this claim. A study conducted by the International Wolf Center found that wolves exhibit a natural fear of humans, a phenomenon known as anthropophobia. This instinctive fear is a survival mechanism honed over centuries of coexistence, where humans have proven to be a significant threat to wolves. In rare instances where wolves do display aggression, it's typically out of self-defense or protection of their young ones, not out of innate hostility. In fact, according to the National Geographic, unprovoked wolf attacks on humans are exceptionally rare. In North America, for instance, there have been fewer than 100 documented cases in the past century, most of which involved wolves that were habituated to human presence or rabid. Expert opinions also echo this sentiment. Renowned wildlife biologist L. David Mech asserts that wolves are more afraid of us than we are of them. In his decades of field research, Mech has observed that wolves will typically retreat or hide when a human approaches, their natural instinct being to avoid confrontation. This isn't to suggest that wolves are harmless. Like any wild animal, they are unpredictable and should be treated with caution and respect. But the notion that wolves are inherently aggressive towards humans is largely a myth, one perpetuated by fear and misunderstanding. Understanding the true nature of wolves can help foster a healthier relationship between humans and these majestic creatures. It allows us to see wolves not as villains, but as an integral part of our natural world, deserving of our respect and protection. So it seems that wolves are not the man-eating beasts they're often made out to be. We've all heard the stories of wolves howling at the moon, but is there any truth to this tale? This narrative has been woven into our cultural fabric, filling countless pages of folklore and popular fiction. But let's put the myth aside and delve into the science. Contrary to popular belief, wolves don't actually howl at the moon. This is a fascinating misconception that has been perpetuated by countless works of art and literature. In reality, wolf howling is a complex form of communication, not a lunar serenade. It's a way for wolves to convey a range of messages within their pack and beyond. Wolves might howl to assemble their pack, particularly after they've been separated in a hunt. It's their way of saying, "Hey, I'm over here. Where are you?" Wolves also howl to lay claim to their territory, a vocal warning to other wolves to stay away. It's a bit like a no trespassing sign in the world of wolves. Another reason wolves howl is to strengthen social bonds within their pack. Much like humans singing in a choir or fans chanting at a sports game, a collective howl can foster a sense of unity and belonging among wolves. It's their version of a team-building exercise. Some may argue that wolves howl more during periods of a full moon simply because there's more light, which can spur increased activity. This could explain why we humans may notice more wolf howls during times of a full moon, leading to the perpetuation of the myth. Despite the moon's beauty and allure, it doesn't hold a special place in a wolf's heart, or rather, its howl. Wolves howl for practical reasons related to communication and survival, not in response to the phases of the moon. So, the next time you hear a wolf howl, know that it's not for the moon. It's a call to their pack, a warning to rivals, or a social bonding exercise. A wolf's howl is a testament to its survival instincts and social structures, a far cry from the romanticized notion of a lunar serenade. The concept of an alpha wolf leading a pack is deeply ingrained in our culture, but is it accurate? Let's dive in. Many of us grew up with stories and films that portrayed the wolf pack as a rigid hierarchy, ruled by an all-powerful alpha. This alpha, usually a male, was depicted as the strongest, most aggressive wolf, who achieved his position through fierce combat and maintained it with an iron paw. However, modern research suggests a different picture. The term alpha wolf itself was popularized by early wolf researchers who observed captive wolves. They noticed that one wolf seemed to dominate the others and labeled this animal the alpha. But the dynamics in captive wolf groups can be drastically different from those in the wild, as they often consist of unrelated individuals forced together. In the wild, a wolf pack is more akin to a family unit. It's typically made up of a breeding pair and their offspring of various ages. The so-called alpha pair are simply the parents. They don't achieve their status through violence, but through mating and raising pups. The younger wolves in the pack, rather than challenging the alpha for dominance, will usually leave the pack once mature enough to find a mate and start their own family. Furthermore, leadership within the pack is not as absolute as the alpha myth suggests. Decisions like when to hunt or where to travel are often made collectively. Even the parent wolves can be seen deferring to their offspring on occasion. So the image of the alpha wolf, dominating its pack through strength and aggression, is largely a myth. Wolves live in complex social units where cooperation and familial bonds are far more crucial than dominance and submission. As we can see, the social structure of a wolf pack is not as simple as we might have thought. It's a complex blend of cooperation, communication and family ties, rather than a simple hierarchy led by an alpha. Through our journey, we've confronted and debunked some common myths about wolves. We started by addressing the myth that wolves are aggressive towards humans. We've learned that wolves are generally shy and avoid human contact. While it's true they can be aggressive if provoked, or if they feel their young are threatened, most wolves will choose flight over fight. Next, we tackled the myth that wolves howl at the moon. We discovered that, contrary to popular belief, wolves howl for a variety of reasons, such as communication within their pack, not in response to the moon. Their howls can be heard over long distances, serving as a beacon to gather or warn their pack members. Our third myth suggested that wolves live in packs led by an alpha. While this is partially true, the dynamics are much more complex. The term alpha can be misleading, suggesting a wolf has fought its way to the top. In reality, wolf packs operate more like human families. The leaders are typically the parents, and their offspring make up the rest of the pack. Now, armed with this newfound knowledge, what should you do if you find yourself in the presence of a wolf? Experts advise that you should never approach or attempt to touch a wolf. If a wolf approaches you, make yourself look larger and maintain eye contact. If it continues to approach, slowly back away while keeping the wolf in sight. Do not turn your back or run, as this could trigger a chase response. Remember, wolves are wild animals. They are not pets and should not be treated as such. Feeding wolves can cause them to lose their fear of humans, which can lead to dangerous encounters. Always observe wolves from a distance and respect their space. Of course, the chances of encountering a wolf are relatively low. Wolves are elusive creatures and tend to avoid areas with human activity. But if you're lucky enough to see one, it can be a truly awe-inspiring experience. Remember to admire these magnificent creatures from a safe distance. In conclusion, myths and misconceptions can often paint a distorted picture of reality. It's essential to dispel these myths and foster a greater understanding of these remarkable creatures. Wolves are an integral part of our ecosystem, playing a crucial role in maintaining balance. They deserve our respect and understanding. Remember, understanding is the first step to coexistence. Let's respect and appreciate these magnificent creatures from a safe distance. Before we bring this enlightening journey to a close, we would like to invite you, our pack, to join us in further exploration. If you found value in this myth-busting journey and would like to continue learning about the fascinating world of wolves and other misunderstood creatures, please show your support. Click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below saying, "I subscribed." Your interaction helps us reach more people, dispel more myths, and foster a greater understanding of the natural world. Plus, we love hearing from you. Share your thoughts, ask questions, or suggest what myth you'd like us to tackle next. Remember, every like, every share, every subscription helps us bring you more content that opens minds and changes perspectives. Thank you for being a part of our pack and for joining us on this journey of discovery. Remember, understanding is the first step to coexistence. Now let's respect and appreciate these magnificent creatures from a safe distance. Thank you for watching.